wow, you get 40,000 views on every video on YouTube, but no one contributes to your streams. So I make more money on one stream than you do on that video that you work so hard on. Good for you, bro. You're doing it wrong.
Hello, and welcome to James, the Lesser Express Lane, where we get you in as fast as possible with Leanne's Revenge, call audio only. This is from BroSydePhil, link down below. This is really just me promoting his channel and his amazing work. What amazing work is that? He got the phone call with the officer that DSP spoke to. Now, you'd be like, well, that was years ago. Why would she remember? Well, DSP, being DSP, made sure to say and do things that made him very rememberable. Let's fucking go.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Ms. Whitney, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. This is going to sound so crazy and so stupid, but it's how stupid is it? It's internet drama. Stupid. Like that's how.
Oh,
like
okay.
okay. So
There's no shortage of that.
oh, I
Okay.
know, I know. So there's a couple of things I have that I want to make very much aware of. First and foremost is that this is not a huge deal or anything. There's a good chance you're not going to remember anything, and that's fine. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
but for
But
the
she
for the sake of
does.
what I would consider kind of the integrity of quote unquote an investigation, I'm going to start with the least amount of material to see if you remember stuff. But I have like the FOIA request, like a police report that I can then send you on Facebook to like, if you're like, I think I remember that, to like jog your memory, including your narrative affidavit. But is that okay if I just kind of walk you through what I want to ask you about and just see if anything like garners a unique or independent memory?
Well, yeah, before we get into that though, are you like, you said you're working private sector. Is this like a thing you're working on
Oh no
or?
no no no! So I part time I run a YouTube channel that
Which again, link
Uh-huh.
down
that
below.
covers an individual. I'm not going to say the name yet because obviously it would compromise the conversation that we're having. That individual has questioned my integrity, saying that basically
And pissing off
I'm a liar
BroSydePhil.
and things of that nature it actually had to do with Detective Chris Edwards, who I've also spoken with in reference to this.
Oh, I love Chris.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy. He actually gave me like the absolute best like quote I could ever have because of
He's
what he was what's being challenged or what was being said. He gave
yeah.
me just the best bit. I'll tell you a little
Chris
bit about
is
it.
he's good at that. He was one of my FTOs there.
Oh,
Field training
So
okay.
officer.
I've known Chris a long time, and yeah, he's a great guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I just kind of
Yeah.
preface?
Go,
Okay, so
go ahead. Yeah.
the case is 2021, January 15th. Okay. And because I can, and because I have it in front of me, and if you wouldn't mind, if you do, I completely understand. Do you remember your reporting officer ID?
10347.
Oh my gosh, I love you so
And
much right
match the
now. Gosh.
paperwork.
Okay. All right. So January 15th, I don't know how the call came in. I think it was phone. Actually, I should be able to know that because I have the call sheet. Ha ha ha. Hold on. Let me, like I said, I want to give you the least amount, but I still want to give you some. So let's see. Type was THRT2. Verbal. So it looks like it was verbal. So verbal threat report. I don't know how. Oh, and it came in. Yeah, it looks like it was a call. Yes, it's a call. Okay. So
Okay.
this call would have been in reference to an individual saying that they had received very threatening emails, like emails to end their life. Is this ringing a bell so far?
Now again, the fact she remembers, gotta tell you something. If you were to ask me, hey, remember you talked to this person 4 years ago? No, not at all. Why the fuck would I remember that? Unless they said or did something so spectacular that just ingrains into your memory.
At all?
Um, no, because I'm trying to think. So January 15th, 2021, I was back in
Correct.
patrol, and I believe I was working probably the 3 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
shift, South End sector.
Okay. So
Um, no, but the emails to threaten life doesn't narrow it down,
not a problem. Not a
sadly.
problem at all. I think the RP is gonna ring a bell. So I'm gonna read a little bit of your narrative affidavit. And
Okay.
I'm gonna cut out the name of the individual, and I'm just gonna kind of remind you about what he said instead. Okay, so on 1
Okay.
15 21 at approximately 17:31 hours, you were dispatched to threats report by phone. You made contact with the RP, who stated that he had received 3 emails from an unknown person that were threatening in nature. Subject explained that he is a crowd-funded paid gamer, and he games at least 8 hours a day, live streaming. Is any of
Oh
this
yeah.
ringing a bell?
Yeah.
So that should tell you something. Apparently, whenever he talks to a police officer, he gives them a full pre-stream. Why? Who knows? I mean, it is DSP. What do you expect? It's the only interaction he has with people. Can you imagine you're the cashier at PetSmart he goes to? I don't know if you remember me, but I've been streaming on. I don't fucking care, sir. Just buy your shit and get out of here. But you have to understand, 17 years ago. I don't care about 17 years ago.
Because I believe he was swatted later on
Yes.
after that.
Yes, he
Okay.
was. You'll remember. Great.
Yeah, because his place was covered in cameras on the outside, and we were like, wow, that we see that and we think, grow up, you know. But yeah, I don't remember his name.
Now, here's the thing. She was curious about him saying, "Don't you dare show up to my house. No one's allowed to come to my house." That got her curious. And so she actually did drive to his house. Why does he have cameras? I might say, well, the HOA, If every condo had a bunch of cameras, his house having cameras wouldn't stand out. But apparently, his was the only house with a bunch of extra cameras. Why does he have so many extra cameras? And on top of that, why does... Guys, there's a noise outside my house. There's a noise. He gets up and looks out the window. Why does he look out the window if he has a bunch of cameras? I'm thinking those cameras are fake. He probably got the cheapest fake camera he could on Amazon, put several of them up, be like, haha, let's see Evil AJ hide outside the window now. That is my theory. But what do you think? Why do you think him and him alone in that gated community has a bunch of cameras on? And are they real or are they fake? The first thought, well, they could be real. No, he's going to be worried about Evil AJ and Duty and all them coming, standing outside his window. But what if they're fake? Because if they were real, why does he constantly have to get up every time there's noise outside? Guys, there's noise outside the window. Okay, and the fuck do we care? You can just check your cameras. Unless, again, those cameras aren't real.
Name, but I remember because he was swatted sometime after that, and there was some drama.
So I'm going to give
okay.
I'm going to give 6
Okay.
names. I'm not going to tell you which one is
Okay.
correct. One of the 6 names is his first name, okay?
Unfortunately,
If you
this is
recognize
wrong.
it immediately, let me know. If not, that's fine.
Oh,
Okay?
we'll see. I'm bad with names, but okay.
Kevin, Roger, Philip, Stephen, Walter, William.
I think he messed up by saying Philip, because Phil does not go by Philip, he goes by Phil. Kind of like someone who goes by William and not Bill, or they go by Bill instead of William. So if he said Phil, not Philip, maybe she would have recognized it.
Oh, I feel like it was either Kevin or Steven.
Well, it was Philip, actually. Philip Bonnell.
Okay, well, there you go. Like
Well,
I said, I'm bad with names.
No problem.
I can remember events and faces, but not names too well.
I know that
Okay.
feeling very, very well.
Yeah, right?
Yep. So you've got the swatting thing right. That it was Proton Mail that did it. Out of curiosity, when you said when I said he was a gamer and stuff like that, you mentioned you remembered the cameras. Was there any other reason why when I said he was a gamer that garnered a memory to you?
Well, yeah. So he didn't want us at his place. He
Uh-huh.
didn't want cops showing up there. He insisted by phone. I do remember him sending the emails to me now, so I
Mhm.
could submit them.
Mhm.
And I know he had contact. It must be with Chris because he talked about how much money he made playing 8 hours a day, or whatever. And I was like, that's crazy.
Mhm.
I don't
Yes, he gave the cops a pre-stream.
remember the figure off the top of my head, but I remember thinking I was in the wrong line of business.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah. But he did not want us physically there.
How very
And I'm like,
strange.
well, yeah, he did not. And I know that because I remember the condos that he lived in, it was like Cabio or something like that. It was some weird name.
Mhm.
And the condos getting to the back one that he was at, it's like a dead end. There's like a
Uh-huh.
big fence and all this stuff. And I drove up
Mhm.
to it because I'm like, well, if someone doesn't want me there and they're claiming to be a victim, I want to
Mhm.
see why. So I did drive back there. And I saw a bunch of cameras posted up on the outside of the condo that he listed as his address. Um, I don't
Okay.
I don't remember making contact with him, but yeah, it was because I'm trying to remember now because I mean that was one of the first ones I took of these gamers. It seems like that was the time that they started swatting each other,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden, like all over the country.
Yeah, it was
And
it was a big
his
problem.
yeah, and I remember that was kind of one of the well, that was the first time I had something with a gamer involved, but I remember it coincided with a big uptick of the swatting, gamers swatting other gamers, and I don't remember how long after this contact
But yes, insane to think that she remembers him because he gave her and the other officer a pre-stream. I'm a gamer. I make lots of money playing video games. And yet, he was crying and begging, claiming bankruptcy, back payments on his taxes. I'm going to lose the house. And yet, somehow, he was able to brag about how much money he was making. To make an officer be like, huh, I might be in the wrong line of business if you're making this kind of money.
The swatting took place,
Well,
but
it's actually quite funny. I know you said that you thought it was after this. It was actually in 2015 that Phil got swatted, but it's
oh,
probably another swatting or something that you remember. But yeah, you
it
actually you
probably is.
documented that he got swatted in 15 after he moved into Renton.
Oh,
But the
okay,
now
yeah,
that I've established that you have independent memory, that was the crux. That was one of the main things
okay,
I wanted to check because, like I said, my integrity is coming into effect. I didn't want to give you too much and have people say, "Oh, I
yeah.
led you." You know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I got you.
Cool, cool. So this is the big part. This is going to be more of a direct thing. During your
Hmm.
conversations, and I'm assuming you remember your conversations with him mostly.
A little, yeah.
Okay,
I
well
mean,
this would be pretty unique of a memory, I would think, but I'm not you. Whatever you remember, definitely don't tell me something you don't remember. I don't want that. So,
okay,
what he
okay.
is alleging, a couple of years after this event, he claims that he got his identity stolen and that his bank accounts were hacked. And so I'm going to paint this in, and so he got asked, and he didn't make a police report about that. And he got asked, why wouldn't you make a police report about your bank account being hacked? Why would you make a police report about, not make a police report about people accessing your bank accounts? Now, at the
Hmm.
time,
And if you want to know more, again, link down below. Check out this video. Check out BroSydePhil. It is an amazing audio that we got collected about DSP. And this actually leads to the 220 gang. Because apparently, when someone is mentally off their rock or whatever, like DSP is, they call it a 220. And so 220, the number, has been banned from his chat. He's even banned a couple people. Someone texted me 220 when they must be an asshole troll, so I ain't reading that out. So yeah, the number 220 got to him. It's because of this video. It's because of BroSydePhil. Check him out. And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.